G'day, I've now...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, heat number 1 of the Jack Kavanaugh for 6 litre displacements heading out onto the water now. Boats we're looking for, Brett Nidry and the B&R engines. Image with Craig Lewis. Now, Image did have a problem in an earlier race. Workhorse, Rooters, Mark Ebenruder. I don't think we'll see that out there. And Have a Go are the boats that are entered with Craig Stoddard. A lot of these boats run the NASCAR engines out of the US. And very, very quick indeed. This will be very tight racing between our 6 litre category boats. Just got word on the radio, boats have been turned around. Start boat, Big Phil Kelly in the Dun Racing start boat, bringing them back down the course. He'll be looking for a nice line up here. Here we go. Calm before the storm. Heat number 1 of the Jack Kavanaugh Memorial Race. White flag flying high. Here we go. 3-boat race here. Waiting for it to drop. Go, go, goes the call. Here we go. The centre boat there can't get the power down. B&R and Avigo do. Workhorse couldn't get the boat down. So Nuno's behind the 8 ball to start with as they tip into the port turn for the first time. Nidri on pole position has an absolute belter. Avigo back up into second place. Workhorse with some handling issues. Nuno just can't get the power down in this boat at the moment. Up into the top turn, now we go. Brett Nidri in the B&R Racing engines, firing down the front straight away. This boat has got a real lease of life here this weekend as he fires away down the front straight away. Nidri doing the job beautifully now as he tips it into the port turn, down turn number 1 for the second time. Have a go. Charging hard into the bottom turn, Craig Storner doing a good job, but he hasn't quite got the pace to go with Nidri at the moment. Workhorse Newton struggling to put the power down. The boat just not handling the way he wants it to at the moment. Nidri doing a good job. Yellow flag comes out, 1 lap to go. This heat number 1 of the Jack Kavanaugh Memorial. Brett Nidri race engines. Have a go, tips into the port, turn down the bottom end of the course. Becoming a little bit processional now. Have a go, runs a bit wide. Nuno has a cheeky look up the inside. Newton trying to get the power down now. The boat looking a little bit more settled, but still swirling around under acceleration. Nidri doing a good job as he slides through the top turn for the final time and runs to the checkered flag. It's going to be Brett Nidri, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for him. Brett Nidri takes a win in heat number 1. Have a go, gets the job done with Craig Storner and Mickey Newton in the Workhorse. Comes through into third place, just couldn't get the power down on the drop of the flag there. Unfortunate for him. As always, great racing in our 6 litres. Stick around, folks, because heat number 2 coming your way. Boats we're looking for, Troy Marlin and the Sick Puppy. The Turn It Up with Connor Patterson. Rastus with Steve Rarity. Shenanigans with Chris Pugsley. And Ryan McIntosh in the very, very quick lock and load. You'll stick around for this one, won't you, Pete? Oh, you'd be mad not to, son. I'm going to get my breath back, folks. Take a lie down, maybe get a cup of tea and possibly a hug from me mum. We'll be back real soon.
I've bailed up Stephen Gilligan, aka Gilly, and we've got the whole family here racing virtually here this weekend. Stephen's racing his G'day, I've now bailed up Stephen Gilligan, aka Gilly, and we've got the whole family here racing virtually here this weekend. Stephen's racing his tunnel boats in the 105 class, just more testing it this weekend, and we've got the kids Tyler and Ella running in the juniors, and we're just waiting for Tyler to go out in the water as we speak. Yeah, Stephen. What do you reckon?
It's a bit windy, but it's good for the kids. Yeah, so we've got heats 2 at the moment.
Yep.
Hey, hang on, I'm talking. Heats 2 at the moment of the kids, so Tyler's about to go out. We do a driver swap, run one boat. It's just a bit easier logistically to run one boat. But then come Whaler for AFPGP, we've got Scarlett running J2, but unfortunately J2's not allowed in Victoria, so yeah, so that's the 9.9 category.
We saw Ella go out in the heat before, and she came third, didn't she?
Third or second?
Oh.
Third.
But she
Third.
did well. She did very well.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, how the hell you fit all your boats into your shed at home? How many boats have you got?
Oh, secret.
You don't ask that question. You don't ask that question. I actually couldn't tell you how many boats I've got. As in kids' boats, there's 1 and a bit. Then we're building a 25. I've got the Bullet, which hasn't been on the water for some time now, but it's still there, ready to go. Still got the Mulgard with the OMC on it, but we chose to build the GTR for the F2. Just fight fire with fire and run the Optimax and running as 2-boat team for AFPGP.
Yep. And obviously, other than the AFGP, we'll be my 3 boats see you at Lake Charm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great event, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sid's the kids, great time there, you know. It's actually more a party, and then racing's just the background stuff, you know.
Well, next to Sid's, as in the Red Nose appeal, the VOC is the next largest fundraiser, which is just incredible. Yeah. So they're in the hundreds, what we've actually raised for Sid's and Kids now. Yeah.
Personally, it's one of my favourite meetings of the year because of the families get together and the whole the charity, which is so good, you know, and there's racing.
There's racing as well, and it's good racing. It's there's a lot going for the venues, grass right to the water's edge, and it's great for all classes. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for that, and good luck for yourself and for the kids going out today. So good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Righto, folks. Righto, folks. This is going to be an absolute barn burner, this one. It is going to be absolutely on. Sick Puppy. Troy Marlin's out of pole. Turn it up. Connor Patterson out of 2. Steve Rowdy in the Rastus out of 3. Chris Pugsley in the Shenanigans out of 4. And Ryan McIntosh out of 5 in the lock and load, and that boat has been absolutely spectacular, particularly at Raymond Terrace a couple of weeks ago. We have got the fastest 6-litre boats in the country in this heat, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take your eyes off this for 1 second. This is going to go absolutely berserk out here on Exford Weir. We're at the 2023 Melton Gold Cup, and you are watching heat number 2 of the Jack Kavanaugh for 6-litre displacements. Whoa, we've turned them around. Something's happened. The start boat's turned them back around. Not happy with the water conditions. So Big Dennis Parker making the call. So just hearing the word from our officials. I'm eavesdropping, folks, but I hear that they're happy with the water now. So it's just going to be a turnaround. I hope these guys, they do measure their fuel out to within the litre. Hope this doesn't affect any of them in their fuel consumption, but they're all turned around. Whilst we're on the subject, I just had a phone call from Robert Pasala. Some of you may know him, and he has spoken to Andrew Walmsley, who is in hospital, and Andrew had a few tests and scans and nothing to report. So good news, he's still having a few more tests and a few more scans, but he's spoken to Andrew, and he's very, very sore and sorry for himself. However, he is going to be absolutely fine. Not sure if there's any breaks yet, but they'll probably be doing a few x-rays and bits and pieces. But at the moment, it looks like he is A-OK, which is just the best news I've heard today. I don't know about you. So Jack Kavanaugh, heat number 2. Troy Marlins will be hard to beat out of pole. I think Troy Marlins and Ryan McIntosh, they had a terrific battle up at Raymond Terrace a few weeks ago. On that occasion, Ryan coming out on top, and I can tell you right now that I interviewed Troy this morning and he was not happy about it. Got beaten fair and square, and that doesn't sit too well with the Sick Puppy team, so they have been working feverishly on that boat to get it up in over the top of the lock and load. He's got pole position. It can be an advantage, but sometimes you can get a little bit boxed in on turn number 1 as well. You need to get that acceleration out. Boat accelerates very, very strong. He's got Connor Patterson on his outside, another very, very hard charge up. Rastus Shenanigans, and on the outside, as I said, lock and load with Ryan McIntosh, who has been the fastest man in 6 litre over the last month or so. But as I said, folks, these are the fastest 6 litre boats in the country in one heat of the Jack Kavanaugh. This is heat number 2. White flag flying high. A little bit of push, a little bit of shove. A nice line up here. Watching the white flag. Go, go, goes the call. Sick Puppy gets a good start. So too does Turn It Up. In fact, they all get away well. The only one that's back a little bit is the Rastus boat. And we tip down into the bottom down for the first time. And Connor Patterson gets a little bit of a break over Troy Marlins. Have a look at Pugsley on the outside in Shenanigans. And the lock and load with Ryan McIntosh on the far outside, doing it the hard way. Up into the top turn, it is absolutely gunnel to gunnel. Connor Patterson pokes his nose into the lead, but now Chris Pugsley charges hard. They're absolutely gunnel to gunnel down the front straight away. Shenanigans now with about 2 boat lengths. Oh no, Patterson runs wide. That's cost him dearly. Lock and load, oh, he stops. Patterson's got a problem. He gets it going again. It slots him back to 4th place. Lock and load now. Ryan McIntosh up into 2nd place. Chris Pugsley taking full advantage now. Yellow flag out for him, 1 to go. McIntosh now in the lock and load, trying everything he can do to try and get around Chris Pugsley. 3rd place, Troy Marlin at the moment in the Sick Puppy. Patterson now comes around the outside of him. Marlin has not got the pace that we normally see from this boat. Rounding out the fields, Rastus with Steve Rorty. Top corner, and the Mad Ranger brings it home with Chris Pugsley behind the wheel of Shenanigans, takes the win in fine style. Lock and load and Sick Puppy drag race to the line, but it's McIntosh over Marlin. Oh, I don't know, I'm not going to call it. McIntosh came off early. Marlin's overhauled him on the line. We'll wait and see on that one. I'm not going to call it. Patterson into 4th place. And Steve Rarity into 5th place in the Rastus. Where ladies and gentlemen? 6 litre boat racing. Who said that's in trouble? Holy cow. And Chris Pugsley proving why he's one of the most dominant 6 litre drivers in that boat, the Shenanigans. One of the most dominant 6 litre boats in the country. That was heat number 2 of the Jack Kavanaugh. So wave your programs, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris Pugsley brings it home. Great drive there from Ryan McIntosh from the far outside. He did it the hard way. He got up into, I think, second place, but we'll wait on the official results. Good effort there for the lock and load. Unfortunate for Connor Patterson. Ran wide and probably put the fire out a little bit. Did well to get back up. But put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, this man here, Chris Pugsley, Shenanigans, winner of heat number 2, the Jack Kavanaugh for 2023.
I'm here now with Jared Smith. How you going, mate?
Having a ball. Just wish this wind would piss off for a bit.
Yeah, we saw you go out this morning in the heat of the Keith Harrison Invitational, I think it was called.
Certainly was, yeah. We were pole 3 out of a 5-boat field. Missed the start, unfortunately, which sort of ended the race for us, and pretty choppy conditions for our tunnel boats, so we'll see what happens in the next one. We might try and jump on the outside and keep our pace up a bit more.
Yeah, we hope the weather will clear up, more so the wind. Tomorrow looks better, yeah. So now we got your opposition is now sort of starting to dwindle in the unlimited class of the outboards.
Yeah, well, what we've sort of found over the last few meetings is to finish first you must finish, and I think that's testament in most class racing. So yeah, there's only a couple of us left now. Banksy's about to have his first run. We'll have a geeze of that, and then see what we need to do to turn this thing up a bit more.
Flashback to beginning of January, you went to Lake Epilock, first time in the tunnel boat. You came up against GP Hydro, you came up against displacement boats, bad boats, and 6-litre boats, and you came away with second placing in the major cup. How good was that?
My goal for that weekend was to hopefully make it in the cup, so to actually get on the podium was just it for me. It's the best finish I've ever had in my racing career, and to be out there with legends in GP1 was absolutely fantastic. You can't buy those moments. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now we wish you the best for the rest of the weekend, and where to from here actually?
All right, so we'll finish this weekend up, and then in about 4 weeks we'll hook everything back up, put a few more motors in there, and head over to Perth for the Melton Gold Cup. That's the 11th and 12th of March, I believe, and then about the month after that we're back at Adelaide, and then we can start getting ready for our major meeting on the 19-20 of May.
Yeah, the Melton Cup, just like the Dawn Gold Cup, great racing. We're all craft with cells, go head-to-head, outboard F1s, blown boats, 6-litre boats. They're the sort of races that the crowd love watching because they're the bragging rights of who's better than who, whatever. But yeah, we always look forward to those.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mixed class racing for me is my favourite racing. I think it's the best, for the crowd, and it is always nice to put one up at displacements.
Well, good luck for the rest of the weekend, and hope all goes well for you. Catch up with you soon.
No worries. Thank you, Rolf.
Yep.
Rightio, folks. Well, after all the excitement of heat number 2 of the Jack Kavanaugh, we got some very tight racing coming up in this one. Moonshine Racing, Hot Nuts, Breakout, and one more running in the 95-mile-an-hour category. So this should be, as we saw, a great race from these guys this morning. I think Nathan Bartek would have been disappointed this morning. He didn't quite get the run that he would have liked, so I reckon he'll be having a little bit of a tilt from the outside there. Jimmy Mullins on the inside of him. Troy Cameron was the winner this morning, and we've also got the inside on pole, Mike Godsell. Now, Mike, very, very quick indeed, so I would suggest that he might be a little bit hard to beat in this one. We've actually got Turn It Up on the course here, just trying to get off the course. which kind of finally gets the boat fired up. Didn't sound like it wanted to fire up. All right, we have a nice line-up here of 95-mile-an-hour boats. On pole, Moonshine Racing, Mike Godsell, Hot Nuts out of 2 with Troy Cameron. Breakout with Jimmy Mullins and Nathan Bartzak in the one more. And this should be an interesting one for sure. There's a couple of guys out there, and particularly Bartzak, who didn't do as well as he would have liked to in the previous race. Here we go. Good start there from Mullins, actually. Moonshine gets a cracking start as well. Bartzak a lot better this time. And, oh, a big hose off. There'll be a discussion about that one, I would suggest. As Troy Cameron gets a big hose off in the Hot Nuts. And his nuts are not so hot at the moment as the boat coughs and splutters with a belly full of water. Now he gets up and going again, and he'll be absolutely livid with that one. It looks like he had nowhere to go. Meantime, at the front of the pack, it's Mickey. Oh, and now he's had a spin, just trying too hard now. And it has all gone south for Troy Cameron, unfortunately. Battle going on here between Breakout, Jimmy Mullins, and Nathan Ballsack in the one more as he comes around the outside. Mullins and Bartzak up the straightaway. Hot Nuts with Troy Cameron really trying to make up ground now, and unfortunately for him, he just lost too much in this company. Godsell will come down and pick up the yellow flag. Moonshine just doing it beautifully out in front at the moment. Mike Godsell out in front doing it nicely. Breakout Jimmy Mullins up into a good second now. Bartzak in the one more, into third place, and Hot Nuts with Troy Cameron rounding out the field. Up the back chute we go. Mullins has a wild ride, a big slide, lands on his port side, gathers it back together and manages to stay in front of Bartzak. Front straight away though, and it's going to be an easy win for Mickey Godsell in the Moonshine, the newly rebuilt engine doing its job, and he takes the win in 95. Charge to the line, Mullins doing a good job. Bartzak can't quite get there, he's throwing everything at it. Bartzak into third place, and fourth place will be Troy Cameron in the Hot Nuts. Peter Sweeney, your services are required at the Immortal Pit, please, Peter. If you could head down to the Immortal Pit. Peter Sweeney to the Immortal Pit, please. Next race on the card, folks, will be our 1.6 litre Oz boats. Another great field. We're going to see some great racing between these boys. And the great man, of course, Dewey Nichols, very happy with his previous run there. Ran a third place. A very convincing one to the two Harrison boats. So the old shovel nose proving its worth, and he's on pole in this one. Look out, folks, he's the dark horse. Have another go. Alrighty, we're sending our 1.6 litre Oz light hydroplanes up into the top end of the course. We have Paul Cunningham in the Melton Toyota 86. We've got Grant Harrison in the Melton Toyota 100. We've got Oscar Stevenson in the HBR. We've got Andrew Donoghue in the Predator. Probably the most aptly named boat in boat racing. Dewey Nichols in the S15, and of course my man Bradley Hollins in the HBR as well. So the four team boats, the Holly Boy Racing boats, and also the two Harrison boats. But Dewey Nichols out of pole. Tell you what, he might just sneak in there, you never know. He can certainly turn that little boat pretty hard. I've actually driven that boat. You need nerves of steel. of which I don't have. Split eight. No, you're on. I'm going down there in a second. Just chilling out up here. 2 whales on pole. 2 whales on pole. If Godshell doesn't move, he'll drive into it. Leave him up. Yeah, you got to be careful, eh? Swimming man's the best thing. Yep. Yeah, swimming and rolling. Yeah. Blue 100. Thank you, Tom. That photo of you on the camera from Raymond Terrace isn't very accurate. What's going on? Why were you so angry? They've been killing me for 3 years with these 2 boats. Fair dinkum. And they're not just killing me, are they? They're killing all the judges. All right, folks, 1.6 litre Osboat hydroplanes on the water, and my co-commentator is out here in this one. Paul Cunningham driving the Melton Toyota 86 entry. Nice line up. Keep your eye on the S15 Dewey Nichols out of pole. I reckon he'll be a hard charger in this one. The Hollands boys and Oscar Stevenson didn't get a good start last time. We're away. Donahue has changed props. He was over-propped previously. Now the boat looks a lot better. In fact, charging hard down into turn number 1. And this is going to be absolutely on. Andrew Donahue does a great job. Dewey Nichols on pole. A few boats bogging down there, including the HPR. Donahue does a great job. And it is the Toyota 86. Paul Cunningham back to Andrew Donahue. Then it's back to Grant Harrison, Dewey Nichols, Oscar Stevenson, and Brad Hollands has a problem. He has not got the power down. Up into turn number 2 for the first time, and Dewey on pole position, taking full advantage here at the moment, running into 3rd place. Can he hold the rest of the field off? Andrew Donahue doing a fantastic job in the Predator down the outside. So Melton Toyota 86 ahead of Melton Toyota 100 as they tip down into the port turn at the bottom end of the course. 100 now, Harrison. He bogs down a little bit. Nichols runs a tight line. We've got Donahue just poking his nose up into third. Now Nichols out, accelerates him out of the bottom turn and goes up into third. Oscar Stevenson running hard on the pins, losing momentum, and unfortunately Brad Hollands looks like he might be a little bit overprop for this one. Absolutely gunnel to gunnel, side by side as they fire up. I don't know where Donahue's gone. He's on the outside. He's lost a lot of ground on this lap. So the two Melton Toyota boats. Harrison now pushing Cunningham wide as they come into the bottom turn. The Boss now trying to stamp some authority on this one. The battle for second and third is going on as well. Dewey Nichols just holding out Andrew Donahue. Then it's back to Oscar Stevenson, and rounding out the field is Brad Hollands. Checkered flag is out, and it's going to be the Boss, Grant Harrison, in the Melton Toyota 100. It'll be hard to beat from here. Cunningham trying to sneak up the inside, but I don't think he's going to have the mumbo to get it done here. So it's going to be Grant Harrison in the Melton Toyota 100 taking the win. Back to Paul Cunningham in the Melton Toyota 86. And in the drag race to the line, and I tell you what, the Dewar, he's going to do it again. Third place for Dewey. Andrew Donahue into fourth place, Oscar Stevenson fifth, and Brad Hollands rounding out the field in sixth place. Great racing again from the 1.6s, and Dewey Nichols up on the podium again. Kid can drive. Oldest boat in the field and used pole position to his absolute advantage. Well done, Dewey. You've knocked off some red hot competitors there, son. So great racing again from our 1.6 litre Ausboat hydroplanes. Next race on the card, ladies and gentlemen, will be, I believe, the Jack Kavanaugh final, and I'll just try and get some pole positions for you for that one. So I'll take a short break. We'll try and get some poles for the Kavanaugh. This will be an absolute barn burner, folks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the pole position for the Jack Kavanaugh for 2023, and have a listen to this for a list of 6-litre boats. Lane 1 will be Chris Pugsley in Shenanigans. Lane 2 will be Brett Nidry in B&R. Lane 3 will be Troy Marlin in the Sick Puppy. Lane 4 will be Ryan McIntosh in the Lock and Load. Lane 5 will be Craig Storner in Have a Go. And Lane 6, Michael Newton in Workhorse. And as I say that, joining me back in the commentary box after a win and a second place, my old mate PC. Welcome back, son.
Thanks, Bisho, mate. I actually did come back in between the 2 races, and then they put me on like 1 or 2 races straight after, so I had to go and duck back down, mate. So I do apologise.
Great drive, mate. Did you nearly get the sack after that first race and beating the boss?
Well, I think I could put protest in against him at the last turn down here at the Weir. Fair to say, I don't think he held his line too much there, mate.
Well, mate, I must say I did see you coming down on the second last lap coming into here, and I saw him pushing you out into the bank. So he definitely wasn't that keen on you knocking him off.
No, he wasn't, mate, but good fun. Conditions out there are unreal. Really rough in the milling area around the corner, but that doesn't matter because you're only there for a couple of seconds. This front straightaway is glorious, and up the back straight is just a little bit of a breeze, but absolutely no canard needed whatsoever. So, yeah, these conditions are perfect, mate.
Fantastic, mate. It was great racing too, and I'll tell you what, Dewey Nichols, 3rd place in both races, so it's only the Harrison boys that knocked him off. He knocked off some pretty quick boats out there.
No, Dewey is... His little boat is absolutely very quick down a straight line, and Melton absolutely suits him because his boat turns real tight and accelerates back out.
Yep.
So he's been given pole 1 for the weekend, thinking for for safety because he's on the open cockpit. But maybe that's a mistake by us because if we actually put him on our side, we'd be probably a bit slower. But no, good on Dewey. Dewey's a fantastic competitor, and I really do think this track suits. And when Brad told me after the first race he'd come after Dewey, I said, "Oh mate, yeah, Dewey's on fire today. He'll be signing like there's no tomorrow."
Oh yeah, there'll be signings happening. Don't worry about that, mate.
That's the class of 1.6. Anybody can be up there. You don't have to be the fastest. Pole position is critical, as you saw for me, having inside in heat number 1 and Grant inside in heat number 2.
Yep.
So, yeah, good competition out there, really good class. So hopefully the crowd enjoyed a little bit of spray off the turn fins through the corners and a little bit of a different noise coming out of a 1.6 litre Toyota engine.
It was really good racing, mate. Good to watch. And Andrew Donoghue, I thought he did well in race number 2. His first race, you could see he was overpropped horrifically and it wouldn't accelerate at all out of the corners. In fact, you'd even see it really struggle to get up on the plane. He did a propeller change in between and the boat just lit up like a firecracker in race number 2.
Yeah, it's probably a very similar course to his Berry track, maybe leaving a little bit shorter. Probably needs to look at the propeller gearing here. Even though there's some substantial space, he was on the inside of me for the first race and you could see he really bogged down. So yeah, I saw him do a propeller change, which was fantastic, and back out and had a really good run in that last one.
Well, PC, this is going to be an absolute storming race. This is the final of Jack Kavanaugh, and we have got Australia's greatest 6-litre boats out on the water. I think Chris Pugsley's going to be hard to beat from pole, but there's going to be plenty of hard and fast boats trying to knock him off.
There's 5 other blokes out there going to say, well, I saw before, Workhorse, Michael Newton knocked off, I think, Troy Marlin in one of the heats before.
Yep.
I was sitting in the boat when it was happening, but, Shenanigans, Chris Pugsley, Brett Nidry out of pole 2, that's a fantastic effort for Brett. Troy out of 3, Ryan McIntosh out of 4, all the way from Taree. Have a go, Craig Stunner. He's just been thereabouts all weekend so far. And the walk course, Michael Newton. This is going to be one hell of a race for the prestigious Jack Kavanaugh 6-litre.
Certainly looking forward to this one, PC, as we Phil Kelly and Mick Garvey, our official starters, take them up into the milling area. The heat's on when you're heading up there, mate. The pressure's on. You're starting to sweat. You're starting to think about how this race is going to pan out. This is when the tension's really on for these drivers.
And it's really interesting going up there, Bisho, because it is actually a bit of a snake in the way the river runs. There's some narrow bits and some wider bits, and there's some bits where you really get close and you're eyeballing off the bloke next to you, or the lady next to you, and you're thinking, oh, there's enough room here, but then it opens up a bit and people just deliberately give you a bit of a squeeze out. So, yeah, it's good fun up there.
Yeah, it's interesting. So tell the fans, for people, obviously they can't see what goes on up there, how far up the river do you go, and then what happens? Do you all stop and then do a U-turn, or does everyone do a big sweep around?
It's a fair way up. It's probably a kilometre up. Then there's a little cove there. So you actually turn right into it, and then you just do a big sweeping U-turn up there. Gives you plenty of time if you're on the very, very outside to track back into position. But there is, as I said, it's a snake, so you've got to do a series of right-hand, left-hand. Up the top, where the point comes out when you are turning on a right-hand trajectory, and you're trying to keep your eye on the flag. And I noticed the flag man, mate. He's holding the flag up too if there's a little bit of creeping, because I think in the first 1.6 race there was a little bit of creeping, and he held it past the past the lead out boys. So
yep,
he's a cunning man.
He's onto you. He's onto you, blokes. Yeah. That'd be Mick Garvey there.
Yes,
He'd just be hanging off and waiting and making sure all you blokes are doing the right thing, I would say.
So it is a fair way up. The start boat actually brings you up to a really good pace. So in our class, we're probably doing 80 to 85 coming up to the start line, which we don't go much faster than that, to be honest. So, but that's a perfect speed for any of the classes. So
yeah,
the start boat guys here are really professional. They've done it for year in, year out. Gives everybody a really good chance of a really clean start. So professional, great start team, and I don't think anybody's missed it today. I don't want to mock them, so good luck to these guys in the big one. Jack Kavanaugh, 6 litre.
Yeah, Phil Kelly, our start boat driver, he has been doing this job for many, many years, but prior to that he is a very well-known water ski racer, had an Everingham V-drive boat that he ran called Harasser for very many years, so a lot of experience in the driver's seat. Here we go. Get down to the track, ladies and gentlemen, because all hell is about to break loose as these 6 litre boats, the best 6 litre boats Australia has to offer, come down here. This is the 2023 Jack Kavanaugh final here at Exford Weir, Melton, Victoria, Australia, and the white flag flying high. It's a nice lineup. Shenanigans on pole. Go, go, go is the call. We are racing, and it is a very nice lineup as we come down into turn number 1. Absolutely nothing in it. Lock and load, road, Macintosh, charging deep and hard in there against a nice wide sweep, but it's Shenanigans away. Marlin's on the outside, trying to hold in second position at the moment.
Pugsley from Troy Marlin, but Troy's closing the gap. Look at Troy go into the top corner there. There was absolutely no backing off. Lock and load on the outside as well. This is a 3-horse race as Brett Nidgey just dropped back to 4th position. Shenanigans on the inside. Troy Marlin and the Sick Puppy. Lock and load on the outside. 1 lap down, 2 to go, Bisho.
The 3 fastest 6 litre boats in Australia. Macintosh runs wide, loses a lot of ground. Nidgey having a good battle there with Newton as well. And have a go, rounding out the field as they fire up into the top 10. Oh, look at Brett Nidgey, had a wild ride there. Oh, Shenanigans, hard into the top turn. PC is charging hard at the moment.
Yeah, Pugsley, you'll see the yellow flag, 1 lap to go. He's got a nice little break, but anything can happen here. Troy Marlin chasing hard, Lock and load into 3rd position. Brett Nidgey, have a go, and then Workhorse up the back, but it is all up the front. Chris Pugsley in the beautifully prepared Shenanigans as he heads up the back straight away, opening up about a 5-8 length lead to the 6 Puppy at Troy Marlin. He'll see the checkered flag. Chris Pugsley coming into the final here is straight away the Jack Kavanaugh show.
Here we go, winner of the Kavanaugh for 2022, Shenanigans. Chris Pugsley takes the win. Troy Marlin's in the 6th Puppy in 2nd place, A hard charge to the line. Ryan McIntosh in lock and load into third place. Brett Nidry, B&R into fourth place. Have a go with Craig Storner and Mickey Newton on the outside, rounding out the field in the workhorse. And the greatest 6-litre boat takes the win. Shenanigans. Chris, the Mad Ringer Pugsley, gets the job done. Oh, PC, what a race. What a race between the top three particularly.
Mate, Chris Pugsley is a champion, isn't he? Troy Mullen wasn't giving up. He absolutely put the nose in there in that second lap up the top corner there. But Chris was not to be denied. He just held his line, got it out of the corner beautifully, and I'm sure even Troy would just be saying to him, mate, well driven, that was a top race.
Yeah, you can see them driving along, probably just giving each other the accolades there that they deserve as the hatches come open. Be pretty hot and sweaty in those cockpits by now after some very, very hard work has gone on in them. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, stand up and wave your arms for him. Chris Pugsley, Shenanigans winner of the 2023 Jack Kavanaugh Memorial. Unbelievable stuff. Well, Troy Marlins, he got beaten by Lock and Load a couple of weeks ago. He's managed to get in over the top there of Ryan, but unfortunately he had a very fast Chris Pugsley that he couldn't get around. Another second place for Troy Marlins.
Still a fantastic effort. The quality of these 6-litre boats is, world's best practice. They don't run them anywhere else, but the fact is that they would beat many K-boats overseas and do all sorts of good stuff. So, they're very, very fast, nimble, and what a show they put on. There was a blanket you could have thrown over them. The professionalism here through the first turn, Bisho. They all went in, cigarette paper between them, and all came out the same way. Yeah, you're
100% right, mate. You get a bit nervous in the first corner when you see these guys coming in, but, mate, as you said, just total professionalism. I think probably Ryan McIntosh lost some ground on lap number 2. He ran a little bit wide, and that was all it took to see him out the back door a little bit. And it just takes just a small slip up, and it's all over for you in those races.
No, mate, he did. He ran just overshot it slightly, and that was pretty much the difference between being up in the very front runners. Can't make mistakes, but it was only very, very minor, mate. Still a great drive, and I was speaking to the crew before, and they're still actually chasing a little bit of setup for this particular track, so probably not overly disappointed. They've got a couple of big races still to come.
Yeah, they have, mate, and stick around, folks, because we still have to come your way this afternoon at the final of the Keith Harrison, which is going to be an absolute barn burner as well. We don't have polls for that yet, but as soon as I get them, I will let you know what they're going to be.
Next up, Bisho, the 105 mile an hour class. Out of nowhere, Chris Tracy. Moonshine Racing, Mike Godsell. The breakout, Jimmy Mullins. He must just put a bit of petrol in going every race, doesn't he?
He just loves it, doesn't he?
Marine, Stephen McGillan. And I think he's run the outboard there. I saw him before in the nice boat. Very well prepared.
Stevie Gilligan, yep.
And the instigator, Daniel Jury. So the jury might be out as to how he was going. He had a bit of a spin earlier,
He did, mate. He did all the way over from South Australia. Ripper bloke, Daniel. One of the stalwarts of the club over there in Berry, mate. So great to have Daniel here as well. He's a ripper bloke.
Yeah, so good to see so many interstate competitors coming here to the beautiful Melton and spending money in the township and around.
Hey mate, get some photos. 8 million. Bloody hell. Wow. How many will it hold? The card and yeah, okay. 2,000 left, and you've done 2,500. Okay.
A couple more races still on the card for today, including the final of the Keith Harrison, which will be on very, very shortly. And I know Bisho from Bisho Media, the man himself, is going to speak to hopefully Grover Chris Pugsley and celebrate with the team and have a chat to him about his thoughts there as that one unfolded, seeing where Bisho is at the minute.
That's how many it'll hold.
Hope everyone's enjoying their day in the sunny banks here at Melton, and although a bit of a drama pack this morning, it's been fantastic to see such a great turnout. And thank you for your patronage today, and I hope you've enjoyed all the racing that's been going on. As I said, the 105 class will be coming out next. Couple are already in the water, a couple going down onto the ramp now. And hey, Troy Marlin, mate, congratulations, second place. Hard charging, isn't it, to catch the Pugsley?
Yeah, no, they've got this place mastered, eh? Oh, yeah, a bit more homework, and next year we'll come back and see how we go again.
Mate, the sick puppy, it's a pretty new deal. Looks pretty good on the water. How's it feeling to drive it? You know, you're a UM world champion, and you're back in the 6 litre. Your own deal, your own sort of design up. So what's your thoughts around it?
Yeah, no, it's a big learning curve for the team and myself. Yeah, the boat seems to be getting better every time. So yeah, we'll just keep working on it, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be a bit quicker around the track.
No, mate, you're always a legend. Thanks for your time, and looking forward to seeing you out in the water. Are you in the final or not sure yet?
No, I'm in the final with Harrison.
All right, mate, go for it.
Brett, injuries, you want to say hello? Yes, you do. Oh, it's always going to be, wasn't it? Like, you know, quality there.
So the instigator now just going in the water, as we said, all the way from Berry in South Australia. Absolutely gorgeous place. We race there twice a year. There's 2 different little venues within the township itself. The town itself has a venue right out the front of the main township, and then another one literally about 2.5 kilometres around the river. Both tracks are very narrow, as you'd expect on the Murray River, and one is a lot longer than the other, and great little clubs there in Berry, fantastic competitors, and we have seen the World Bag boats run there before. So if you're ever passing through, Berry is a great little town to stop in. Lots of boat races are coming from there, so please support them.
wait for him to bring him up. We'll get him to stop in here, and I'll just go and do a quickie. Good for the crowd too, mate. So we'll go over to the side. You are. What is it doing? Can you hear that? Static coming through the radio all the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to try and grab hold of Chris Pugsley as he comes up through. He's going to keep bringing him up. Thanks, mate. Good job, well done. Congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Chris Pugsley. You've seen him in the cockpit. This is what he looks like out of it. Take that helmet off, mate, so we can have a look at your good-looking head and you can hear me. If he can get his helmet off. He's sweating. I knew he would be. It's been hot and hard work out there today. And we'll get those earplugs out, mate. You're right with that? Get him organised here, folks. Hello, mate. Congratulations, mate. That was a storming one. You know, very, very tough conditions. The best 6-litre boats in Australia out there in that particular race. Run us through it. You had lots of pressure all over the track.
Look, there was. We just had a real nice run in the heat, you know. To be honest, we didn't really want pole one. I actually thought when we finished that heat, it was actually going to cost us the race. And what we got away with it just, the boat was just on the edge of going round on those tight corners, you know. But anyway. I
actually did notice, I think it might have been lap number 2 up the top corner here. You really hammered it in hard. Was that deliberate or was that just on the edge of nearly going round?
Well, I think Troy Marlin was driving around the outside of me. I think that's why that happened.
Well, mate, that was a storming race. It's the Jack Kavanaugh for 2023. That's a nice one to put in the trophy cabinet, mate.
It is, mate. And look, very privileged. I think we've won that trophy probably 6 times now. So we're very proud of it, and it's a race we like to compete in.
We love watching your race, mate, and we love you being here. So congratulations. I think you've got a little bit more to do yet, mate, so I'll let you go.
No worries, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Give it up, Chris Pugsley, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Kavanaugh for 2023. Awesome. Yeah, I know, it's starting to hurt. I know. Good job, mate. Good stuff, huh? Well done. Awesome. Oh, Jesus. Rob nearly got his feet just run over then. Fucking hell. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I think we got a 105, then a qualifier, non-qualifier for the Harrison, and then I think we got the Harrison. Oh, I don't really know. Yeah, that's right. I know you're all interested. Yeah, you'll see it on that, mate. You can re-watch it. It's fine. Yeah. Stuff, you know. It doesn't need to say it. He said he was on the edge, though. He said I'm really fun. I said to him, what about up here? Was that difficult? He goes, no, just you know, oh yeah, Troy's. Yeah, no slouch. Yeah. Well, you know the track, don't they? There's other blokes like that as well. Yeah, and that's how many blokes do that too. Race above the level of those. Guys that race 6 litres should be racing 105s. Guys that race bonus racing should be racing 6 litres. Although they reckon people are doing training and having 6 litres.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, the 105's out for the last time on Saturday afternoon at the 2023 Melton Gold Cup. I think we might have 4 in this one. Out of nowhere, which is Chris Tracy, Sailboat White. Doesn't appear to have made it out there. Had a bit of engine difficulty earlier in the day, so hopefully they can fix that for tomorrow, because Out of Nowhere was doing absolutely fantastic with Chris Tracy behind the wheel. The boat looked really fantastic and was running strong until had a bit of an engine issue. So lane 1 should be Mike Godsell in the Moonshine Racing. Lane 2 then will be Jim Mullins in the breakout. Lane 3 will be Epic R Marine, Stephen Gilligan. And out of lane number 4 will be Daniel Jury in the Instigator. Don't have the rest of the program to hand, but I believe it's going to be something around the Harrison finals. When we get that to hand, we'll share it with you all. Righto, down they come now. This water is fantastic for powerboat racing here at the Exford Melton Weir. Couldn't have asked for a better day, despite the fact that people said that the weather was going to be not on our side today. And as the outboard is taking the outside, so that's Epic Marine with Stephen Gilligan behind the wheel. Bisho, he's decided to opt for the outside for this one, the 105s.
Yeah, this will be a cracker. We saw, unfortunately, out of nowhere, Chris Tracy had dramas in the previous race. Let's hope he can. In fact, he's not out there, mate. So we've got Jimmy Mullins, Instigator, and Moonshine hard down into turn number 1 with Steve Gilligan in the Epic Marine, rounding out the field as we fire away down the back chute. It's Mickey Godsell. Jimmy Mullins having an absolute ding-dong up the back straight away. And we've also got Instigator with Daniel Jury out of South Australia running into third spot now as we go very tight up through turn number 2.
Yeah, Godsall on the inside of the Moonshine. Oh, Mullins gets very loose as he hits the gap plate in the breakout. The two of them are hammering there. Instigator's dipping at the heels. Looks like breakout's got a bit more top end speed, but it is Godsall on the inside. Don't get through there nicely, Bisho. The Marine's up the back there. Instigator loses a fair amount of ground. But Jimmy Mullins is pushing hard up the back there now, trying to bring in the Moonshine. Bisho, very close indeed.
Godsell and Mullins absolutely having a ding-dong here. I think both these boys out of the Victorian Speedboat Club at Lake Eppalock, and they will have some serious competition with each other. Mullins doesn't want to let this one go. Godsell's really all over it at the moment. Yellow flag out, 1 lap to go, but Mullins still pushing all the way. Daniel Jury can't quite go with him at the moment. Mullins now trying to have a look up the inside, but I think Godsell might have him covered here, mate.
Yeah, looks like now Ivan Godsell's just got a little bit of a gap now from Mullins.
Oh, Jury.
Overrep from the Instigator indeed. As they head now. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
He's had a breakdown. Last corner. That is opening up for Jimmy Mullins in the breakout. He says, thank you very much. And poor old Ivan's just waving his hands there saying, make sure you go around me, please. But brings it to Jimmy Mullins. Hits it in the breakout.
What a shame. But Jimmy Mullins picks up the crumbs and says, I'll have that one. Daniel Jury into second place. And Steve Gilligan in the Epic Marine, charging pretty hard down the final straightaway, picking up third place and doing a good job.
Not sure if Jimmy's seen the flags, mate. You know what, he's going for another lap.
What's the penalty for another lap, please, Paul?
Probably disqualification, mate, but hopefully he'll calm the farm in a second, but no, he's not.
I think Jimmy might be talking to the judges after this one. That's an extra lap for him, I would have to say, for sure.
He's got excited. He's miscounted when he saw old Moonshine up there having a bit of a stop. He's got excited and lost count. Now as a driver, count to 3 is hard. When you do 4, it's even worse.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You'd rather do less than more. But Godsell's up and going now, mate. So I'm not sure what's happened there, but he'll be a little bit disappointed with that. It's he had that absolutely on toast, PC, but unfortunately you got to get there at the end, don't you, mate?
Mate, you got to cross the line. That's what it is all about. Tell us a little bit about the Gilligan machine. Looks a fairly brand new deal.
Yeah, it is, mate, out of the Stewie Jackson, Sam Lucas stable, that particular boat, the Armourine Jackson's team. And Steve, one of the crew there, just weaseling into one of the boats nicely.
Yeah, looks like he's just getting a feel for it. Bisho there on the outside, getting a little bit of air under it, looking good. So sure he'll move into it a little bit more over the weekend.
Yeah, hasn't driven for a very long time, mate. He has driven the F4 a couple of times just recently, but that'll be his first time back in a big tunnel boat for many, many years. I think, as I said to you this morning, the last race I think I saw him was at Lake Hume, and he stood on the up button, and anyway, the rest is history. That boat still getting fixed, I think. It was about 10 years ago. So
yeah, you got to always make sure the trim button goes the right way.
So good to see Stevie back out there. So boat looks terrific too. Very, very nice. Nice livery, as all of the Jackson Lucas Emporium are. They're all beautifully turned out boats, so they do a great job. Well, mate, I think we might have a non-qualifier race next for the Keith Harrison. I don't have an entry list, so I might try and grab one of those, PC. I'll just head up to the tower and see what I can grab, mate.
No worries, mate. Thank you. And yeah, we've got a couple of races still to go. So, you know, as I said, enjoy the next half an hour or so. There's going to be some wonderful racing to come with the big guns coming out for the Keith Harrison final. And we think there might also be a little ripper in between all that action, so stay tuned.
I can drink that.
Yeah, no sugar. The honey stuff does. Or you can't make alcohol. It doesn't have any. No, spirits don't have it. No, I researched. Oh, don't worry, I researched. Make sure I knew. Okay. What do you reckon those 6 litre boats?
They're pretty good, eh?
So close. Oh, Christmas. No, every corner same. No, very good and well set up. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so we got 25 and 550cc boats on the water. Only the one 550cc boat, which is Radical Racing, Sean Oliver, he's on the outside. Now, I thought the others might get a bit blown off by Shawnee, but in the previous race, didn't actually turn out that way. So let's see what we can do here. We've got Baxter Ramsey in the Reckless, the Tough Enough with Tyson McFeeters, Huddy Ellis in the Last Chance, and Radical Racing with Sean Oliver. Flags dropped. We've got a few rollers coming across the course here. They'll want to be a bit careful. Shawnee Oliver bounces over him nice and easy. Baxter Ramsey's on pole. Tyson McFeeters outside him. And Huddy Ellis on the far outside. Oliver runs wide. Oh, we've had a little bit of a zigzag in and under there with Baxter Ramsey having to just get away from the transom there at Tyson McFeeters. So it's Tyson McFeeters out in front in the Tough Enough. And then throw a blanket over the other three. Oh, it's getting a little bit lumpy up that back straight. Keep an eye on these little 25 boats and 550 boats. They'll be jumping and leaping everywhere. Fantastic entry-level category, this one. And these boys are having a go, PC.
Mate, love the 25s. The 550 on the outside, probably a little bit more horsepower, on a bit wider line. Not a fantastic entry level, mate, for anybody. These things are fun as, and they're quick, reliable, and very, very competitive here at the Melton Weir. So, they're Tough Enough that's out in front this time, heading into the dam wall end. Nice smooth corner. These things are easily spun up, that's for certain.
Yes, Baxter Ramsey on the inside there. He's trying to run that tight line and trying to make a good fist of it. Tyson McFeeters doing all the hard work at the moment. He's out of South Australia, out of the Dave Clark stable of Tough Enough, and he's actually holding off the 550 boat of Sean Oliver at the moment. So this is a storming effort for a little 25 boat. Oh, taking some big hits that top corner. PC looks like it's getting pretty nasty up there for these little boats.
Yeah, it's looks really smooth from here, but there is a little bit of a breeze coming across the track at that particular point. As you can see, they do tend to lunge and lurch and get a little bit sideways, so good control from the Tough Enough. Holding out the 550 at the moment, Bisho.
Yeah, Sean Oliver desperately trying to get over the top of him. Yellow flag out, so it's only one lap to go. Tyson McFeeters doing an amazing job in this little wing boat, the Tough Enough 25. Oliver doing everything to try and get round him. Baxter Ramsey set into a little bit of a groove there, and Huddy Ellis just can't quite bridge the gap at the moment in the Last Chance as they fire up the back chute for the final time.
Good racing in 25s. We normally see good fields of about 8 or 9, but down a bit today, but still some good class racing here at 25, 550. Holding out, though, Oliver's got to put a little bit of a sprint on here, Bisho.
Yeah, well, mate, he wants to get a sprint on. I don't think you'd want to get beaten by 25s in your 550 boat, but at the moment, Tyson McFeeters has got it all over him, and I don't think he's going to get there because the checkered flag comes out, and the South Australian connection in the Tough Enough 25. Tyson McFeeters, I think he's going to get there. Oliver's coming hard at him now. Oliver's throwing everything at it, but he backs off a little bit. He gets a bit of wind under the boat, and Tyson McFeeters takes the win over Sean Oliver.
Oh, great race indeed. It's Baxter coming through into third position, and look at the wheel work by these guys. They are working these things very, very hard in the straightaway. They're not just out there for the breeze.
No, and Huddy Ellis rounding out the field there in the Last Chance boat. So the Prey Mantis, Hudson Ellis, doing a good job there. Very, very tight racing there from the 25 550s, mate.
That's always good stuff, mate. Yeah, they're Tough Enough. What a stable of boats that is, mate. They're unbelievably good. The Clarks, with lots of different types of boats in that factory.
And that's a little boat, mate. If you look at the boat length on it compared to the other three boats in the field, he's done a great job. I mean, obviously be a fast boat because it's small, but as soon as it gets a bit bumpy, like up in that top corner, Tyson's done an amazing job to hang on to it and keep it straight and keep it in the water and keep it going and stay in front of a hard-charging Sean Oliver.
No, he's done a great job. maybe not suited to Yarrawong on a windy day, but
Definitely not suited to Yarrawong on a windy day.
that's racing conditions, and he's taken out a great win by Tyson. So great work there by the 550 and 25 horsepower class.
Keith Harrison final is the next race on the card. So there's Shawnee Oliver coming through. Well done, son. Tyson McFeeters, give him a round of applause as he comes in. A winner. Chicken dinner for him tonight. Huddy Ellis and Baxter Ramsey. So, the Keith Harrison final, PC. We have the pole positions here. In pole 1, and I will confirm that he will run in pole 1 because he chose to go to the outside in his heat. But at the moment on our list, it is Greg Banks in final feature. Out of lane 2, that man that just won the Kavanaugh, Chris Pugsley in Shenanigans. Out of 3, they're going to go at it again. Sick Puppy, Troy Marlins, very aptly named boat. Out of 4, Explicit with Chris Hearn, the Taxi. Out of 5, Brett Nidry in B&R Engines. And out of 6, Mark Gauchi in Immortal. This is going to be a cracker.
It is, mate, and it'll be interesting to see what Greg chooses. Greg Banks, that is, in the final feature. Did choose to run the outside, and he's actually got the fastest time by doing it. So does he choose again to do that? He has every right to decide to take the outside pole for the final. Will be an interesting decision by him, but he knows what he's doing. He obviously qualified the fastest, so well, he's decided.
Okay.
Oh, there's a bit of controversy here. Well, it's not controversy, this is the rules.
Well, I like the way you build it up, PC.
But we'll call it controversy anyway, Bisho. But apparently, because Immortal must run lane number 6,
yes,
final feature has decided to take the pole number 1.
Pole number 1. Immortal, of course, Mark Gauchi having 3 years off. I'm not exactly sure of the rules, but I think after 2 years you go back into effectively rookie status, so you have to go to the outside.
I know, for a man of Mark Gauchi's status, it hurts when it goes provisional on your
Yeah,
license.
I know.
But, you know, we've all got to come back through and just make sure that everybody's right. But
rules are the rules, PC.
I don't think Mark would be too worried about being on the outside in the Immortal. That's a certain...
No, I think he'd be okay with it, to be honest, and he's probably going to want to run that wide line and just try and maintain that momentum and not have to really get hard on the cabs into turn number 1. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do from there.
So we can see now just behind us, Bisho, Chris Pugsley in the Shenanigans. He's just had a nice little sit down in the hammock, had a water or two, and is now looking
Neil's looking at us, PC.
Oh, g'day, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
And he's looking to come out now here and put back-to-back trophies in the cabinet.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's a fair chance of doing it too, isn't he? Unbelievable. I was just going to say about Mark Gauchi, wouldn't it be interesting if a provisional driver won the Keith Harrison for 2023? Good chance it could happen. Yeah, no, Pugsley, you rip a bloke. Chris, he's a very humble champion and man can steer a boat. There's no question there.
No doubt about it. And I interviewed Troy as well as he come up. And I made the fatal mistake, mate. I said, oh, congratulations on the run. He says, mate, I come second. Mate, that's not congratulations. So.
Troy Marlins would say that is the first loser. he's not interested in second place, which is what I love about him.
He's back, but you know, that's a new deal, and it's about a year old. It came here last year around the same time. It was basically brand new, and you still see they're dialing it in a little bit. But
you know, Troy came through the junior ranks as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Started in the juniors.
He's one of the most successful ones, but then there's plenty of others that have come through the junior ranks as well. So. It's a great program, and we actually saw last year, I think it was 4 of them graduated through the juniors. I could be wrong, but it's about...
Yeah, I think it was 4, yep.
Came through, and some of them have gone on to the next class.
Yeah, Huddy Ellis, that was just out there, and Baxter Ramsey, so 2 of them we just saw race, so yeah.
And Aidan as well, he's come through and been doing some other stuff, so... Yeah, the junior ranks, we talked about it. You can come to the APBA and have a conversation around getting your kids into it, because... Yeah, it is a great sport. It's a family sport. There's lots of friendships that are formed. The kids all are talking to each other and having a good time. The parents do. They all help each other out. And
the kids are like a posse, PC. They cruise around all the races all together. Almost like a bikie gang it is.
They are. They enjoy it. So
it is.
they are
it's
the
really
future
good.
of the sport. And Didn't happen when I was a young lad, and we probably lost a few people because of it over time. But lots of generations are coming through, and sons and daughters.
Yeah, look, plenty of girls. There's as many girls as boys at the moment in the junior ranks, which is great. You know, Ella Nidri, Ella Gilligan, there's too many Ellas. Confuses me, too many Ellas. But, yeah, and of course, plenty of boats as well, which is great. You know, plenty of junior boats out and about there. So, thank you, Robert. So we'll take a little break, mate, and we will be back, ladies and gentlemen, with the Keith Harrison final. 2 races to go for the day, folks. We've got the Keith Harrison final, and then we will have the Keith Harrison non-qualifiers race. I can probably run you through the polls for those as well. Boats that we're looking for in that will be some pretty quick boats, and 2 brothers going at it. Reckless and Destiny, The Chase, Bad Influence, In Excess, and 2 Impulsive. So 5 superchargers and 1 tunnel boat.
Looking forward to that one to round it out, Bisho, and they'll be using that particular race probably just for setup for tomorrow, but still go hammer and tong, because anybody that goes across the line first is always the winner, and they're the grinner, mate.
Nobody wants to get beaten, PC, you know that. They're all racers, they're all competitors. We'll take a short break, mate, and we will be back with the Keith Harrison final in just a moment.
So the final, ladies and gentlemen, of the Keith Harrison Trophy. Coming your way, we've got Explicit out on the field already. It's the little red boat driven by Chris Hearn. We've got the final feature from Greg Banks. And we've got Mark Gauci in Immortal up there now, just warming up the engine. So not far away from the start here, the Keith Harrison final. Big shout out to Keith. Hopefully he's at home. G'day, Keith. And watching on a GP live streaming. So putting his feet up, been a little bit unwell this week, but coming good, and hopefully we'll see Keith down here tomorrow at Melton. But yeah, we've got final feature. Greg Banks, as we said, he has decided that he will take pole 1 due to the Immortal needing lane 6 for his licensing. B&R will be out of lane number 5. Brett Nidry's had a great weekend. Lots of places, and making the final here is a great thing for Brett. Explicit, Chris Hearn, Troy Marlin looking to go one better than he just did in the Jack Kavanaugh. Of course, the legendary Chris Pugsley just added another trophy to his cabinet, and he wants another one after this race. He'll be out of lane number 2, and the final feature, Greg Banks, representing the outboard class here this weekend. Really would like to knock everybody off here in the Harrison final. So we see Sick Puppy now making his way out, and Brett Nidry Race Engines also making his way out. We'll just be waiting now for Chris Pugsley, and we'll be getting this race underway. Of course, more action tomorrow with the actual feature race, the Melton Gold Cup of 2023. Extremely prestigious race. Won last year by Robert Pasala, who retired from boat racing last year after a great victory and a good run in the EC Griffith Cup. But Rob puts a lot of time and effort into the club here, and we thank him for all his time, and lots of effort gone in. So we'll be seeing hopefully Dennis out there Pasala tomorrow, trying to put another Pasala name on the trophy. But everybody else will be also chasing it down, so plenty of action tomorrow here at the Melton Wexford Weir. All classes again catered for tomorrow, so come on down. Weather here has been beautiful today, and similar forecast for tomorrow. So great opportunity if you're coming from anywhere local, come on down and have a look. If not, join us on GP Hydro streaming and have a look and stay tuned all day long. Moments away from the start here. We'll see the white flag appear at any moment now. And as we've seen in the past, Bisho, anything can happen. The big blown boats sometimes just don't quite get there in the end.
Yeah, PC, I'm really interested to see what the tunnel boat will do from pole. There's no doubt that he's going to have higher corner entry speed than the displacement boats, but he won't have the exit speed of the displacement boat. So I think you'll see Banksy come in really hot. I think you'll see him probably exit the corner in front, but the acceleration of the blown boats and the 6 litre boats might just get over the top of him going down the back straight. It'll sort itself out after that, but it's going to be a really interesting race to watch, PC.
He did run yesterday afternoon pin to pin, Bisho, so he was obviously practicing the lines for the tight corners indeed. As we know, Formula 1 boats can turn on a dime, so yeah. I think he won't be, he probably off the acceleration of the start line as well. It's probably something you'll need to be aware of. But they've got to hold your lane to the first corner, mate. You can't chop. So as long as he can hold it in there, I'm sure he'll be in with a big chance.
Sick puppy, Troy Marlins goes down past Mick Garvey and Bill Kelly in the Dun Racing start boat as he lifts that boat up out of the water onto the plain. Greggy Banks in the final feature. It's going to take me a while to learn the name of that boat, PC.
Yeah,
the final feature.
Twister,
a bit of a tongue twister. He's done that to us on purpose, mate, I reckon. Shenanigans out of 2. Six Puppy out of 3. Explicit out of 4. BNR out of 5. Immortal out of 6. Explicit as well. We haven't touched too much on Chris Hearn in Explicit, mate. The taxi engine, the Barra that makes about 1,500 horsepower, has been blisteringly fast.
It's a rocket ship, straight in the straight line as well. Gets around the course pretty quick with boot nimble. And yeah, I think Chris is a very, very big chance here. We don't want to underestimate anybody. They're all a big chance, mate.
So we got something for the Chevy fans, we got something for the Ford fans, we got something for the inboard guys, we got something for the outboard guys. This race has got everything, PC. This is the Keith Harrison final for 2022 as we send them up into the milling area. Nothing left to do now, PC, than watch them come down. And when the flag drops, you know what stops. We're all over it, Grant. Keithy Grant's just told us to shout you out, but we've already been shouting Keithy out all day, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, mate. He's
hopefully he's enjoying us. Hopefully we keep our jobs.
I hope Keithy has a chat to his son about his driving ability too, mate. Pushes people out through the...
I saw him push you wide here, mate. I saw it happen.
Yep.
He's no good. It's probably good.
No, I know Keith will be all set up with the iPad, mate. And
fantastic.
G'day, Joan. Hope you're well too.
All right. Water settles now. How you feeling, Breezer? Your stomach's in your throat. Got Dad and oh, not Dad. Well, Dad of her kids. Greggy out there in the... why has he called it final feature? Seriously, that's a tongue twister for us. It's the last one. Is that because you said? Fair enough. I wouldn't argue with her. She's
Why
scary.
couldn't I just call it the last boat, mate?
We'll have a chat with you about that later over a beer.
Perfect water conditions, Bisho. No driver will be complaining about these today. A little bit of a wash going up the back straight, bit of wind, but that will actually probably suit the tunnel boat, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it should do, mate. Yeah, it's a bit of a crosswind too, though, isn't it, PC? So it's I'm not sure, you know, how you drive your tunnel to compensate for that, or whether you just have to, you know, suck it and see, play it by ear, and trim the boat by the feel of your bum, which I'm sure young Greggy would be very, very good at. Very experienced campaigner. All these guys are very experienced campaigners. Greg Banks, Chris Pugsley, Troy Marlin, Chris Hearn, Brett Nidri and Mark Gauchi are the competitors that we're looking for in this 2023 Keith Harrison final here at the Melbourne Runabout and Speedboat Club here at Expedia Melton, Victoria, Australia. We hope everybody's been enjoying the racing both here on site and around the world on the GP Hydro live streaming. My name's Dave Bishop and with me is Paul Cunningham for the final of the Keith Harrison. We've got a nice lineup, white flag flying high on the Dun Racing start boat, and this is going to be an absolute barn burner. Paul Cunningham, bit of push and shove here, going on to the start, spreading them out a little bit. White flag still up, go goes the call, and we've got a good start from everybody. Chris Hearn in the Explicit gets a cracker, so too to Shenanigans. Banksy comes in very hard down into turn number 1. This is where the tunnel boat's going to need to get the job done. Beautiful drive from all three drivers there as they all go through. Banksy goes away. Now, Pugsley has a real hard charge with Hearn on the outside of him.
Oh, Pugsley's just got a slight advantage as they go up there, as Banksy's in there, hitting the corner hard. Looks like Pugsley's just got a slight lead there. Explicit looks like he may be slowing down, unfortunately. It is Mark Gouchy on the side, outside in the third position. Brett Nedry running out the field in fourth, but it is, at the moment, Pugsley looks to go back-to-back Brady, as Banksy now looks to go to the outside.
Chris Pugsley throws it up in the air. Sick Puppy's broken down to the back straight. Explicit's broken down in the front straight. Greg Banks in second place. Immortal up into third. And Brett Nedry into fourth place at the moment. But it's all Chris Pugsley now as they fire down past Explicit in the front straight away to pick up the yellow flag.
Well, let's go be showing to Keith Harrison. Pugsley's doing it nicely, but does not want to make a mistake at all. As Banksy fires down, Mark Gouchy and Immortal still trying pretty hard. Brett Nedry comes through the round out the field, heading up the back straight. Oh, Pugsley gets a little loose, Bisho.
Pugsley really trying to get the power down, but he's struggling. The boat's throwing itself over onto its starboard side. He tips it in hard. Banks is coming at him hard now as they storm to the finish line. It's a drag race to the line. It's going to be Chris Pugsley for 2023. Keith Harrison. Chris Pugsley takes the win. Greg Banks into second place. Storming drive by both competitors. Immortals come to a stop, and Brett Nedry picks up third place. Fantastic racing, PC.
Unbelievably good racing, Bisho, and what a show. Pugsley, he hasn't got enough room in the truck to take all the trophies home.
I tell you what, mate, Chris Pugsley, what a drive. Greggy Banks, I don't think he could have done any more than what he did. It was a perfect drive from him. He just didn't have the pace to go down the straights with that storming 6-litre boat. What a drive from Greg Banks. Great drive from Brett Nedry. In fact, that first corner just showed the absolute professionalism of all the drivers out there, PC.
We've seen it all weekend long, the respect through that first corner where there's plenty of competition, and then just making sure that everybody has got the room that they need to get through to line it up for the first back shoot. But Pugsley, what a man, what a driver. That team have just put it together today. Trophies back to back in the big one.
Absolute perfection from Chris Pugsley today, ladies and gentlemen. He has been the absolute quality of the field here today, and we've seen it before, and there's no surprises because Chris Pugsley, you are a champion. You've won the Keith Harrison as well as the Jack Kavanaugh today. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Chris Pugsley, Shenanigans, the winner of the Keith Harrison for 2022. Chris Hurnaby disappointed with that, mate. He was very fast, but the boat just showing a few little teething problems. The Bauer engine, when they get that thing sorted, oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, it got out of the first straight, didn't it, down the first chute. But look, it's good, it's driving it back. I think there's just a few teething issues with their tune, so hopefully they'll be on top of that one this evening and come back for tomorrow. It's good to see it's coming in under its own power. Not sure what happened to Troy. He looked like he pulled in after lap one, and then Immortal having a bit of a stop, and Brett Nedry opening up for third place, and he'll be pretty happy with that. He does a lot of work with Keith as well, with also the dynos that he does, and also with GP1, does plenty of work with Keith Harrison, so I think Brett will be pretty happy with the podium. Absolutely, you would be, and I'll tell you what, although you might say he may have inherited a place here or there, but he was right there, wasn't he? It's not as if he, you know, someone stopped in front of him and it took him another 2 minutes to pass him. Like, he was right on their heels, pushing him until something broke. So a great effort there. And I think it's testament to Brett Nedry's engineering talent and prowess that boat has been absolutely reliable all day. Oh no, he's done plenty of laps. I was just saying to his daughter Ella, that'll be a bit tired tonight. May not have ever late. He will. He's not getting any younger. So great job there from Brett Nedry as well in the Brett Nedry Racing entry, the Brett Nedry Racing Engines entry. And just to calm the excitement, here we come with Destiny's coming down for the final race of the day. And I think the two Ramsey boys are in the next ones. They'll be looking for taking out some brotherly love. Yeah, we got some brotherly love going on in this one, mate. We've got Tate Ramsey on pole, Blake Ramsey out of 2. Then it's Brendan Mason in the chase out of 3. Bad Influence with Darryl Quinn in
4 in excess with Jeff Stunnell out of 5, and out of 6 will be Jared Smith out of South Australia in the 2 impulsive. So poor old Breezer, she's just had to watch Greggy, and now she's got to watch Dad. Swap it over, mate.
Well done, Pugs. Give you a big warm welcome so he can hear you people. He's going to come past with the checkered flag any moment now.
Great drive by Greggy Banks, mate. I thought, you know, he couldn't have done any more than what he did in that boat. That first corner, just phenomenal vision, phenomenal reflexes. He had only a tunnel boat's worth of room, and he went in there red hot and just absolutely brave. So well done, Banksy.
Yeah, no, he can hold his head higher than the whole team. It's immaculately prepared, and you can see off pole 1, there was a bit of respect there, and the 2 of them went in beautifully. And just the little 6 litre just had a little bit more grunt onto the back stroke for the first time, and that was probably the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just a little bit of acceleration and probably a bit of top end there as well. But, gee, Banks's boat has got some pace. And I'd say it's a pretty new arrangement, that boat too. So look out, because they'll get on top of that and it'll go quicker and quicker. So he'll be wanting to challenge a few of these guys for a couple of these big trophy races. But, ladies and gentlemen, he can see you now. He can hear you. He's looking for you. Please wave your arms. Give it up for him. Chris Pugsley. He is a superstar. Winner of the Kavanaugh and the Keith Harrison. It doesn't get much better than that. That's the perfect day for Chris Pugsley in the shenanigans. No shenanigans there, mate. Total professionalism.
Might be a few shenanigans after the event, however.
It may well be. Let's hope there is.
Well, we're just about up to the last event of the day, Bisho, and it's just keeps on coming, mate. The blow-on action again to be following now. The chase is just making its way out. And Brendan was driving the chase, looked pretty impressive early this morning.
Yeah, mate, I'm happy to just... Perfect, I'll let PC know. So after this race, we'll just go to Kavanaugh. Neil's going to go to us. We'll do a closer. And you and I can go and have a beer. You take the boat home tonight. Those run on 98. Yeah. Good little engines, aren't they, those things? And they're stock, aren't they? You can't change pistons or rods, can't do any of that. They're good hulls. If Holly's boats, you know, the new one, it's a similar boat, actually. Like, it's unbelievable how well it goes for what it is, really, you know, but it's never going to be. Yes. Yeah, that's a good boat. Yeah, oh yeah, Andrew's, yeah. Andrew is a pretty experienced racer, like he's ski raced for 2 years, and pretty handy in an outboard and stuff like that, so he can drive, but yeah, he needs to learn how these things work, yeah. And set up as well. You know, like obviously he had a massive hookup for it. In the first one, he couldn't even get out of the corners. It was like, get one to change. Was he? Oh, yeah. Didn't help him.
you know, it's for everybody. We're not elitist, you know, everyone can have a go and everyone can do it. Not everyone has to win. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it'd be nice to see it. Perfect, mate. As soon as this race finishes, please send it on, we'll do a quick, and then we're off like the horse wins. Me? What do I look like? A lady. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, well, is that boat a bit heavy? Is that? Oh, weight a ton, is it? He's never going to die in it. Sell it.
So thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience as we enter the last race of the day. Kate Ramsey in Reckless is already out there. Had a chat to Kate earlier in the day. Nice little about 1800 horsepower engine he's driving. Destiny of Lake Ramsey will be out of lane number 2, and you can see Destiny now just heading up the back straight. The chase is already out on the track with Brendan Mason behind the wheel. He's already facing up the end of the course there. I can see Daryl Quinn is jumping into the bad influence as we speak as well, coming through. So we've seeing our last race of the day. We thank you for a fantastic day's racing here at Melton, and hope you can join us back tomorrow. And we'll see who's the victor here in the last one, as we see also Jared Smith in the 2 Impulsive going out from South Australia. Jared will be flying the flag for the Outboards, which Bisho loves. So good to see again a bit of a mixture of boats and craft in this one. And the last competitor out on the field at the moment is Jeff Stunnell from South Australia in Excess. So as soon as we're able to just get the sick puppy on the trailer and the victor, Chris Pugsley in the Shenanigans, also on the trailer, the white flag will go up. All right, not far away now with Chris Pugsley just being taken onto the ramp. Again, a big shout out to all the volunteers for assisting with the pre-meeting and all the volunteers that are on the course, in and around the track, on the flags, in the tower. We do appreciate all the work you do, because without your volunteer assistance, these events won't go ahead. So a big shout out to all of our volunteers, not only at the MSRBC, but across the whole of Victorian powerboat racing. We thank you very, very much indeed. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, the white flag will be given the go-ahead now as the last boat, which will be Bad Influence, driven by Darryl Quinn. It's been having a few tuning issues and did some testing last weekend at St George, trying to find the little gremlins that are in a normally very, very fast and reliable boat. But hopefully Darryl's sorted it out for this particular one. And the shenanigans is just going up. Congratulations, Chris, on another win, mate, and give the big round of applause to Chris. Back to back with the trophies of today, the Jack Kavanaugh and also the Harrison Trophy. Doesn't get much better than that, but he'll want to add to that trophy cabinet tomorrow. He will want to add the Melton Gold Cup to his name as well. So Chris will go and rest up. No doubt he'll need a little lay down, and mate, his body will be hurting overnight, Bisho, and he'll be back tomorrow looking for that one more trophy.
Yeah, hard work in the cockpits of those boats. He makes it look easy though, doesn't he, Pugs? So great to see him out there having a win, but this is going to be an absolute stonker of a race, PC. Looking forward to this one. This is the non-qualifiers for the Keith Harrison, and mate, it's sometimes the non-qualifier races can actually be bigger than the qualifier races, because these are the guys that maybe had a little bit of bad luck in their heats and have now got their acts together. Reckless Destiny, the Chase, Bad Influence, In Excess and Too Impulsive. So the outboard on the outside there, Jared Smith out of South Australia. send them up into the milling area, and final race of the day. Big thank you to the Melton Shire Council, great supporters here this weekend as well. Of course, we've got the Melton Gold Cup tomorrow, PC, and that's the one that really everybody's here to try and win. And Chris Pugsley, can he make it 3 for 3? That would be amazing, would it not?
He's every chance, to be honest. So, seems to be super fast, super reliable, great driving. He's a legend behind the wheel, and no doubt, as I said, he'll rest up and watch this one with interest. And these guys will be just using it, I suppose, to work out maybe if they've got maybe too much horsepower. There's a lot of blown boats in this one.
Yeah, you're right, mate. And, you know, this is sort of a little prelude to some of the guys that will be really putting their best foot forward tomorrow for the Melton Gold Cup race. So, particularly, you know, the Ramsey boys, Tate and Blake. Tate in the Reckless and, of course, Blake in the Destiny. So, Brendan Mason, been impressed with him today, mate. In the chase, it's still a pretty new arrangement for him to jump in Mel McColl's boat. And Brendan's done a great job today. Darryl Quinn hasn't had the best of luck. If he can keep this boat together, we know it's super fast. In excess, Stunnell, he had a little problem in the heat as well. They've obviously got that boat back out on the water. That looked very, very quick until it stopped as well. And Too Impulsive, Jared Smith, he might have a better run down through the outside than he did in his heat as well. So, you know, all of these boats here probably had little issues or little niggling things or a couple of things that either stopped them or caused them not to get into that final, but they're all very fast boats and probably all worthy of being in the final in actual fact.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a betting man on any of these ones, Bisho. They're all pretty much front runners, so you know, it'd be interesting to see the brotherly love coming through lanes 1 and 2.
Won't it? Yeah, gee, I hope they keep it clean. But couple of really good blokes, really good competitors, the Ramsey boys, and it'll be exciting to see young Baxter's been out there racing as well in the 25 horsepower category, so a real family affair for the Ramsey team, and it's going to be interesting to see the two brothers going in side by side into turn number 1 with Tate on 1 and Blake out on 2. It's going to be loud, this one, PC. All blown boats bar the outboard on the outside. So it'll be a race of attrition. They always are, the blown boat races. Lots of strain and lots of stress on all the gear in these boats as they make over 2,000 horsepower. Good field of blown boats. White flag flying high. Phil Kelly has got the done racing boat. I would suggest absolutely flat knacker now. White flag still up. And go goes the call. We're racing. And a good start. In excess. Stunnell gets a cracker. So too does Tate and Blake Ramsey. And Quinn as well. They're all going to hit the pin together. Down into turn number 1. Oh, we've got Darryl Quinn going up against alongside Blake Ramsey. And it's Blake Ramsey. Back to Brendan in the chase. And on the outside, have a look at Jared Smith having a go as well, mate.
Oh, Darryl Quinn runs really, really wild, but reckless. Ramsey's trying to get the power down. Now Quinny gets the power down even better. He's storming up the outside, trying to break through. It's Destiny in the third position. The outboard in pop is looking really good. Oh, close races. Darryl Quinn hits the lead.
Unbelievable stuff now as Tate Ramsey trying to hold off Darryl Quinn. Jared Smith up into third in the outboard now as Blake Ramsey tries to sneak up the inside of him. Back down now into the front straight away. Getting the power down is Tate Ramsey in the reckless machine. Still desperately trying to hold off Darryl Quinn. Yellow flag, 1 lap to go.
1 to go. Ramsey's run a little bit wide. Quinny's up the inside. He's having a big winner on the inside. Bolton's on the road in the third position. This is going to be a last big corner. Have a look at Quinny, mate. He's up the inside of the reckless machine. 1 straight to go. It will be a drag race now. Who can get the power down?
Well, I'll tell you what, this will be the win of a lifetime for Tate Ramsey. Anyone can hold off. Darryl Quinn's done a big job at the toughest today. Tate Ramsey takes the win in reckless. Darryl Quinn comes through into second place. Jared Smith into third. Fantastic run for the South Australian. Blake Ramsey and Destiny brings it home into 4th place. And Brendan Mason in the chase rounds out the field for the final race of the day. Fantastic race. Tate Ramsey, what a drive.
Oh, magnificent driving by both Quinney and Ramsey there, mate. Real respect. Nearly touching each other in every single corner, but they didn't. And it was just reckless with just a little bit better run. I thought Quinney was pretty sneaky trying to come up the inside in that last lap, Bisho, but it wasn't to be. A great run by Ramsey there in the reckless.
Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Tate Ramsey, Melton Victoria member here on his home track, hails out of Geelong. And unfortunately, mate, we also saw, and we didn't get a chance to comment on at the time, but In Excess, unfortunately, dropping out of that one. That's 2 for 2 for him.
He stormed down the front chute.
Yeah,
I thought he was
quick.
actually first into the corner, but something's gone wrong there for Jeff, unfortunately, from South Australia. But ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the reckless. What a drive, and that's great for his confidence for tomorrow.
Tate Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for him and Jared Smith. Fantastic racing. Well done, boys. Daryl Quinn and Blake Ramsey as they come through into the pits as well, but Tate will be absolutely ecstatic with that one. Daryl Quinn, a storming drive from him in a boat that, by his own admission, he's not 100% happy with yet.
Well, he must be getting a bit closer to the chin. Destiny, I think, just got it lost in a little bit in that first corner. There was so much white water and just maybe ingested a out, just didn't quite come out where he wanted to be, but yeah, great driving, and well done to everybody involved with that one. Great to see Jeff's driving In Excess back to the bank, so he might have just ingested a bit of water in amongst all that action.
Yeah, Jeff, unfortunate because he was very, very quick down into turn number 1, as quick as everybody. In fact, probably the quickest to get into turn number 1, but unfortunately for him, some niggling issues in the In Excess, which I'm sure they will sort out this evening. And Brendan Mason in the chase, still coming to terms with that boat, but certainly did a great job. Certainly was very, very competitive into turn number 1, and a little bit more time on the seat of that boat. And I think you'll find that he will certainly do a great job tomorrow, and as he becomes more au fait with that particular boat. Well, PC, that pretty much wraps up the day, mate. It's been a fantastic day's racing. We've had some big incidents here today as well, but fortunately everybody's basically walked away okay. Some great racing. I mean, Chris Pugsley, the standout.
Oh, he's a legend, absolutely. If he wasn't a legend before he came here, which he was, he's just put it to an extra level. To take the Jack Kavanaugh and the Harrison trophies, and literally within an hour of each other too, so that makes it even more special. They'll be celebrating, but they'll be back tomorrow for the 2023 Melton Gold Cup. That's the one they'll be also looking for.
Well, we certainly hope everybody's enjoyed the racing here today, mate. Thanks so much for joining me in the commentary. I know you're a busy man, you're racing the boat as well, so it's great for you to come up here and help me out. That's really good, and your knowledge and insight is always invaluable, mate. Been a great day today. We hope everybody at home, live streaming and overseas, has enjoyed the racing today. We certainly hope that everybody here on the banks of Exford Weir here at Melton at the Melbourne Runabout and Speedboat Club has enjoyed the racing today as well. Massive thank you again, as always, to GP Hydro live streaming, our cameraman down here, Neil, Paul, and of course Boris the Boxer himself, Scotty Lambert. On behalf of PC, my name's Dave Bishop, and we'll see you tomorrow.